When I'm thinking of some of the best pitchers of my lifetime, I've got Maddox, you've got Big Unit, you've got Pedro, and you got this guy, Albert Suarez. 5 2/3 shutout innings against the Twins. Just an international superstar, as we all know. Saw that one coming. Austin Martin, beautiful diving catch. That's worth another look there in center field. Unbelievable catch in the 6th inning here. He comes back in the top of the 7th and ties the game up after a long plate appearance. Manuel Margot, who's off with this pitch, scores all the way from first base. Great to see some aggressive base running. That was awesome. It's too bad that this couldn't stick. Unfortunately, Griffin Jax gives up a walk-off home run to Cedric Mullins as the Twins get swept in Baltimore. But I mean, on paper, we saw Albert Suarez and we saw Pablo Lopez. I mean, we knew this was coming. And to his credit, Pablo put up a good fight. 6 2-hit innings, 1 run, giving up 7 strikeouts, no walks. He stepped up. That was great to see. Unfortunately, nobody else did, really. I'm highlighting Buxton here because I think he just needs to step up right now. This is such a depleted Twins lineup, but you could easily point to so many other guys. Edouard Julien going 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. Obviously, that kills you from your leadoff spot. It's a team effort, but your established guys really need to come in and step up right now. Moving on over to the Saints, David Festa. This was one of the more crisp outings he's had in the upper minors, I thought. 4 shutout innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. 39 of his 57 pitches were striked. So that's a 68% strike rate. That's super high for Festa. You've seen the fastball. He had his changeup going. He had his slider going. This was a good outing. Only goes 4, only throws 57 pitches. Again, he was much more efficient than we've seen him earlier in the year. Although he's pitched great. His ERA is really low. But again, I just thought that this was kind of him showing everything here. And he faced a bunch of guys that have some big league time in this Indianapolis lineup. Jorge Alcala got in there. Recently sent down. He was one of the only guys in the bullpen with options. He'd thrown a bunch. I thought they were going to let him rest. I was very surprised. Very surprised to see he went 2 innings and threw 34 pitches in this game. I interpreted his send down as them. He was losing velo too. I thought they were kind of worried maybe his arm was going to blow up and that they just sort of needed him to take it easy for a little bit before he jumped back. So him still throwing 2 innings in his first outing, 34 pitches. I know the Twins have used him like that in the big club, but I just thought they were going to give the guy a little break. But anyway, happy to see Danny De Andrade on the field, but he got hurt. He got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. I was just like, come on, man. If you remember, I thought he might have torn his ACL. He got hurt stepping on first base. Has been out since then. I thought he might have been out for the year. So my heart is full to see Danny De Andrade out there. He blasted high off the wall at that 385 mark there for a double. This was the first game of Cedar Rapids doubleheader. Unfortunately, they lost this first one. Came back to win the second one, and here's Gabriel Gonzalez at a monster game. We're going to see 3 opposite field hits from him. Kind of the surprising thing is here, lefty on the mound, really holding. They'd thrown over a couple times, really holding again, trying to make sure they suspect something's up. Even though Gabriel Gonzalez doesn't run a ton, pitched a great pitch to run on and swipes that bag. Then surprisingly, later on, they are down to their last strike in the inning, full count, 2 outs. Pays no attention to him, and he swipes third as well as Cespedes draws a walk. So Gabriel Gonzalez steals second and third base there. Not the speediest guy, but apparently has a knack for picking a pitch to go on. Here he is once again with the bases loaded and 1 out. A little bit of an adventure for this right fielder here, but that's a long ways to hit a ball the other way. He's doing some kind of bazooka dance. I'm liking that. Ruben Cespedes, who's been super hot, full count, bases loaded, fights off this pitch, kind of has to adjust mid-swing to get a piece of it. Then they're going back out there. That was not a strike, but he does a great job of shooting this the other way for a 2-run double. Ruben Cespedes, other than Emmanuel Rodriguez, probably the hottest start to the season of even any Twins hitter. Look at that again. Beautiful piece of hitting there. Back to Gabriel Gonzalez. He punches another opposite field extra base hit. So 2 doubles and a single all to the opposite field for him. And again, swiped a couple bases. And then one more time from Cespedes. Down in the count, 2-1, shoots another one just above the third baseman. It actually gets by the left fielder. And yeah, that is money. Ruben Cespedes off to an incredible start for Cedar Rapids. Moving on over to Fort Myers, and Gregory Duran is at the plate. Bottom of the sixth, Fort Myers trailing by 3, 2 out, 2-strike pitch, and he drives this thing to center field out. Game-tying home run, a huge moment there for the Mussels, and he's trying to fire the boys up. Unfortunately, they're down in the bottom of the eighth, but he gets up and it's a triple, rips a triple into the corner. Probably was a bad idea to stretch this from a double to a triple, but hey, sometimes you put the pressure on the defense, and especially in the lower minors, pays off. Unfortunately, he didn't come around to score. Bottom of the ninth inning, they've got a runner on first. They're down to their last strike, and Rain Doncone, who's been so good for them so far this year, drills one into the corner. Moment. What a way to end this ball game. Tying run, trying to score all the way from first base. This is Maddox Houghton. He gets thrown out, though, out by quite a bit, unfortunately. But we'll take a look at this again. Again, Doncone ripping this one out there. Such an unfortunate bounce. That's a huge bounce back to the left fielder. That came a long way and really kind of gave the Mussels no chance to score there. Again, just an unfortunate bounce. But what a fun way to end a baseball game, even if it didn't end up being on the right side for our guys. So there are the notable hitting performances. Mentioned quite a few of these guys, but not really much offense in the Saints or Wind Surge games. Moving on over to the pitching rundown. Andrew Morris got crushed. I think it was a kind of a tough day to pitch. It was really cold. Even Zebby Matthews didn't throw as many strikes as he usually would, although he didn't walk anybody. Of course he didn't. But he gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. Morris again had a rough start for the Kernels. Kernels were the only team to pick up a win in the second game of their doubleheader today. So been a rough go. Been a rough go all around. I figured I'd make some jokes with Albert Suarez early in this one. See if I could put a smile on some of your faces there. He hasn't pitched in the big leagues since 2017. He's been in the KBO pitching for the Samsung Lions. So that just tells you where we're at right now. Anyway, I appreciate you watching this one. We'll talk again soon.